my name is Hugh Mitchell, and I played Colin Crivey in Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets about 20 years ago now. The small annoying kid who loves Harry Potter, loves the magical world. Yeah, that was me.
That was all of us.
Well, yeah. I feel like Colin represented the Harry Potter fandom, actually.
How did you get to play this role? How were you casted?
It was really funny. So I was at school, not like a drama school or anything, just a normal school. It was 2001, 2002 maybe. And an advert came up just on the notice board at my school. It was a fax, which tells you how long ago it was. It was just, come and audition or send in a photo. We're auditioning for the second Harry Potter film, and at this point, I don't think even the first one had come out. And Harry Potter felt like quite a new thing. I mean, the books had obviously already been going for a few years, but it was still quite a new thing. And I just, me and I think a few other people from my school just kind of took a shot and sent off photos. And it was quite a little while after that I then heard back from Warner Brothers saying come and audition in London. So I went to an audition, and then another like maybe a couple of months went by. Had another audition. Eventually had 3 auditions, and then eventually got the call that I had got the part of Colin Crivey, which was actually different to the part that I originally auditioned for.
Which part did you audition for originally?
It was Justin Fletchley, one of the Hufflepuff kids. Yeah.
So we brought something.
I noticed that. That was awesome. An Argus. Yeah. Oh, very good.
Does this bring any?
Do you know what it does? It does. It doesn't have the flash on the side, but that was what made it quite a lot of fun, because you had this bulb that basically it was one of these old style bulbs that just exploded every time you took a picture. So they had people coming in to replace the bulb every single time there was a take. So that added an element of complication to it.
How many bulbs did you go for?
A lot of them. Yeah, we did a lot of takes. Yeah, that was cool. I wonder if I can see. Yeah, you see, you can kind of. It looks a bit foggy through there. Yeah, that brings me back actually. Yeah, it's got a good weight to it, I feel like. Yeah.
So
awesome.
Obviously you're now a photographer.
Yes.
Was the role of Colin Crivey kind of something that brought you to it?
It might have been subconsciously, I think, because there was a good there was a good maybe 15 years between, me playing Colin Crivey and then me getting into photography, because it started really as a hobby. And actually when I started it as a hobby, it didn't even occur to me that there was a link between that hobby and Colin Crivey. It sounds maybe weird, but yeah, it didn't even occur to me, because I just liked getting out in nature and doing landscape photography basically, and I watched a couple of YouTubers, just got into that as a hobby. So that's how that eventually became what I do. But yeah, I don't think it may have played a subconscious role, but yeah, it certainly wasn't a quick link.
So if you were now Colin at Hogwarts,
mm-hmm.
What would be your favorite photography subject?
I think Colin would. I think I would try and get out into the Forbidden Forest and get some nice atmospheric, moody, foggy shots in the Forbidden Forest. But I'm not sure if Colin would. Well, no, Colin was a Gryffindor, so maybe he'd be brave enough to do that. But yeah, I'd probably be out in nature. Yeah.
Finding the unicorns and the centaurs.
Looking for exactly. Maybe getting some pictures of the giant squid. All of that.
Do you remember any scenes that you shot and that were removed from the film and that you wished were included?
That's a good question. I mean, there's a lot that gets removed for the film, or rather not included in the film, because of just the way these films are made. So some of the scenes are a lot longer when you shoot them. There's extra lines in them. That some of them end up in you can see some of them in the DVD extras. So I think the main scene where Colin's introducing himself to Harry, and you've got the Howler, and the owl. That scene was originally a fair bit longer, where Colin talks about how his dad's a milkman and his parents are muggles, and that everyone thought he was crazy. And I think you can see that in the DVD extras. The idea behind that was that, Colin was explaining how his parents are muggles because later he gets petrified by the basilisk. I think there was actually a scene where I was walking down the Great Hall talking to Nearly Headless Nick. I think it was just a classic bit of, Colin trying to get a picture of Nearly Headless Nick. So yeah, not with John Cleese. John Cleese wasn't there. So it was just me walking down the Great Hall with hundreds of people in it, just talking to thin air, saying, "Oh, you're Nearly Headless Nick. Like, can I get a picture?" I seem to remember that.
Like, did you go to the attraction park or did you visit the studio tour?
I've seen the studio tour in London. I've seen but I'd like to go back again because I know they change it up. So yeah, I did that a few years ago, and that was cool. That was a weird experience going back and seeing all the sets. It takes you right back, even though it was a long time ago. I was a kid, but yeah, that was very cool.
And have you kept watching the films, The Fantastic Beasts or Cursed Child? Have you been to the theatre?
Do you know what? That's still on my to-do list, is to see The Cursed Child. Yeah, I'd love to see that actually.
Now that you're a photographer, do you want to see yourself in the future in a movie set, behind the camera?
I'd love to. I mean, who knows? I mean, who knows what the future holds and what kind of niches I may get into. But you have things like like stills photographers on movie sets, so you have a lot of people doing stills photography in the film industry. So that may be a direction that I go in, but I'll have to wait and see. At the moment, I'm just kind of doing lots of different things, so I'll see where it goes. But yeah, possibly in terms of like filming, video, that's a whole different kettle of fish. So I think I'll probably stick with stills photography, but we'll see.
Well, thank you very much for taking the time, and
thank you.
We look forward to seeing, all the other things all the new images that you will provide.
Well, thank you. Yeah, awesome. Yeah, cheers.
Thanks.
Nice one.